Welcome to Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. You're now in Shaq's house. That's our Shaq. Welcome to Shaq's house.
What's up, folks? It's your boy Shaq House here. Yeah, I've been gone for a good 2 weeks now. My apologies for that. I had to rejuvenate myself. And ironically, what have I rejuvenated myself for in order to give you right now? Ironically, it's a Dawn of the Dead type of mutant battle. That's right. Yeah, we're having two mutants with similar death-related abilities. That's right. Yeah, two mutants. One of them has a real ill-defined power, but I wanted to give her some spotlight. The other one, he's misunderstood and outcasted, like Rogue similarly, but not a bad guy. But like Rogue, he's not a bad guy either. Just like I said, misunderstood. Who we talking about? Kevin Ford versus Lois London. You know them by their more Deathly Parlor type of code names, but check it out.
Mortis. Lois London's mutant power is to generate light, heat, and an undisclosed form of lethal energy that can cause various forms of unstable molecular transformations upon contact. Traditionally, her power was focused through her hands and produced a crackling energy along with black smoke. Only a few instances of her using her powers were ever recorded, but each use against a living being quickly resulted in death. For example, one man experienced intense agony and difficulty breathing for several seconds before his heart finally gave out. A small cat stiffened after a series of convulsions and stopped breathing altogether. However, an analysis taken of the cat several hours later showed that it was still warm despite its death. Lois's power could also affect inanimate materials, such as when she once liquefied an ashtray. The full scope of her powers has yet to be explained, but the energy that she produces does not appear in photographs. Some fun facts. Her birth name is actually Lois Brown, but her mother, Catherine, changed both of their last names in order to escape her abusive husband, Lois's father. Additionally, Lois is also the younger maternal half-sister to Alison Blaire, aka the Dazzler. You know what this also makes her? It makes her Shatterstar's aunt. Her first mutant power manifestation, it stopped a man's heart, but her big sis lawyered up for her and got the death declared as a cardiac arrest, not murder. However, she grew resentful of her older sister over the years due to their distance that they experienced during Allie's time as an X-Man. So it was easy for Selene, the Black Queen of the Hellfire Club, to seduce her into her small group of followers to act as her personal agents, with each mutant in there having a death-related ability similar to her own. When she joined Selene's group, that's when Lois assumed the name Mortis. Also, she was last seen in a medically induced coma on Utopia since the Dazzler one-shot, so if she's on Krakoa, she has not been seen yet. Wither. Wither possesses the mutant ability to initiate cellular decay in all forms of carbon-based organic matter, including living beings, upon physical contact. His touch breaks down the binding forces between organic molecules, causing organic matter to wither and reduce to dust within a matter of seconds. Inorganic material, such as metal and synthetic materials such as polyester, are immune to his touch, and due to their durability, diamonds, like Emma Frost and her secondary mutation, and mercury, like Cecily Kincaid's mutation, can withstand his powers. Even extremely quick physical contact could affect an organism, causing it to atrophy to the point of advanced aging. Presumably, though, these effects wore off over time and could be reversed through proper treatment. It has been theorized that Wither could someday target specific organic cells, such as using his power to cure cancer, for example. Some fun facts. He's an award-winning young artist from Atlanta whose power made it rough for him, to say the least. His mother died in childbirth, and he accidentally killed his father when his mutant power first manifested itself. Wither, he wasn't a bad guy, he was just made into one in my opinion. At Xavier's school, the students ostracized him. They made him feel like an outcast because of his power and how afraid of him they were because of it. So it was no surprise that when he ran away from Xavier's, Selene was able to charm him as well too, turning him into a vicious killer and her lover, one who actually embraced his power, his death touch. He went to town on his former teammates during the Necrosha storyline, and his then former friend Elixir's power to preserve life proved greater than Wither's. When they fought, the resulting feedback between their powers turned Wither's decaying touch back upon him and he was killed, the final victim of his deadly mutant power, ironically. But since then, he's been resurrected on Krakoa, and him and Elixir, who's one of the Resurrection 5 and an Omega level mutant, they're good again. Alright, but how do these two necromantic mutants compare? Well, as stated before, both of these mutants, they were part of Selene's inner circle during the Necrosha storyline because of the fatal nature of their respective powers. And while both of their abilities seem to affect organic matter on contact, with Lois, her ability comes with a visible energy signature, one that's comprised of heat and light at least. Compared to Wither though, her ability is really ill-defined. I mean, yes, her power does affect living beings by stopping their living functions, basically turning off their bodies, basically. Like for example, when she killed Diamond Lil, whose very power is invulnerability, what she did there was stop her heart. And by doing that, she proved that being durable does not protect you from being altered at a cellular or molecular level. But Lois can also affect inanimate material as well, like when she melted that ashtray. Now the ashtray, it may have organic material. It may be comprised of organic material, hence why her power was able to affect it. Now Wither's power may operate by generating energy as well, but one that adds enough energy that molecular bonds can be broken. He doesn't turn someone's body off, he just breaks down their body basically. He could have potentially used his power to selectively affect certain organic molecules, like causing cancer cells to decay, for example. And since his resurrection, he's gained control over his power so that it no longer activates automatically through physical contact. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, that Wither's power is like Rogue's, but it isn't. What Rogue does, she just sucks out your very essence and leaves you unconscious. Kevin's power is more structurally similar to the following mutants. Decay from the Acolytes. His touch causes people, animals, plants, and other forms of organic matter to disintegrate into ash, but what he does is he also absorbs their life energy since his power requires it. Famine, Autumn Rolfson, formerly of the Four Horsemen, her power is to remotely induce decay and atrophy in most forms of organic material. Now Xi'an, the Desert Ghost, the leader of the X-Men of 2099, his hands are his mutant power. His right hand can break down molecular structures upon contact, disintegrating whatever he comes into contact with. Okay, Shackhousers, that's what I got for you this week for the Dawn of the Dead edition. Tune in next week. I will have something then for you, and I will not leave you behind again like this ever again. You guys have a good week, and I'll see you then. Later!
Mansion, apartment.
Shack house. Yes!
Yeah.